After college, my plans are to attend PA school and become either a pediatric physician's assistant, and if that doesn't happen, then I plan on becoming a pediatric PT. So I think this class really helped with talking about infants and babies, and I think that was the best part to me was like learning or like studying how they grow and their motor skills and their motor development. And I think that what interests me for when I get older and when I want to have kids is that like um, children develop at different paces. I know when it was me and my brother, my mom always tells me that my older brother developed slower than I did, and I started talking at such a young age, and he started didn't start talking until he was a lot older. So I think that's very interesting in itself to see how babies just go in different pace. Um, the two strategies that really helped were that helped me to be successful were my planner, and I think that's always been such a big help, just like knowing what's coming up daily and weekly. And I think that even though I struggled with it, the attendance check really helped too. I think that once I got the hang of it, it just took me so long. I don't really know why. I think that once I got the hang of it and started doing it daily, it or like started doing it weekly and turning it in and showing it just really helped. And I think that that's what made me be successful in the class. If there was something I could do differently, like if I were to take it again and do it differently, something that would help would be to ask more questions about things I was confused on. For example, the attendance check, I think that was something I was very confused on at the beginning because I got zeros on majority of them until a couple weeks into the semester when I started understanding. So I think that I should have asked a question about that just to understand that you turned in every Sunday, anytime on Sunday instead of turning it on Thursday or a random day or Monday. I think that was very hard for me. Um, but talking about my career again, I think that wanting to become anything around little kids just really like this class really helped because I feel like we talked about that a lot. I think I understand that pediatrics is working from infants to 18-year-olds, but you see more of like the little kids, like the like toddlers and preschoolers, and I think that this class really helps because you understand their motor development. And I think that taking psychology and other like child developed courses or courses that specifically talk about children really helps as well. I think that it'll be that's like a great start for me to understand like how what like goes on in their mind and how they are and stuff like that. So I think that's very important because I don't have kids obviously. So that's really like a big thing. I think that the last assignment we did was the like the adult motor performance. I think that's what it's called. I think that was actually kind of cool to do myself and see how quick I can do it. And since I had COVID at the beginning of last month, I was going through a protocol, so I had to do protocol and then do the assignment. And I got to do it with some of my other teammates, and I think that was a lot of fun to see my scores and my times compared to their times and see how they did the cup flip or the can one. That one's actually really hard for all of us. So I think that was a really fun one. Um, but I think that the biggest thing about this class that will stick with me is learning about infants and babies, and I think that's just really really cool because little kids are. I think little kids are so cool, and I think it's very interesting watching them how there were videos of kids throwing and how they throw differently. Whereas me, I'm 21, I feel like throwing, and since I play volleyball, throwing is very easy. But watching kids, how they don't take that first step, or how some do, and how some of them use their whole body to turn instead of just their one arm, I think that's very interesting to learn too, because I like figure everybody does it the same way, but I might do it differently than someone, or my younger cousins might do it different than the other, just depending on where they're at in age or just where they're at in general. Um, that was like one of the best things I actually liked about that class was watching and seeing the difference in kids like same age but just doing stuff differently because they don't know or because they just weren't taught in that way. So I think that was really different. I think that was really cool. But again, like I think the biggest thing that I would take out of this class is to like stay on top of my stuff and ask questions since it was an asynchronous class, or it was synchronous. I think that's what it is. I get those confused. But I think the most important thing is to email and ask questions whenever I need to because I didn't do that very often and it kind of reflected in my grade. But yeah,